Namaste. Thank you for joining me for today's video. In today's practice, we are going to work on opening our hips and increasing our flexibility. Let's get started by coming to a comfortable position in the center of our mats, softening our gaze and beginning to close our eyes. The first movement we're going to do will warm up our necks. So as we inhale in our neutral position, we will then exhale, drawing our left ear to our left shoulder. Inhaling back to center and then exhaling our right ear to our right shoulder. Continue with this movement, inhaling at the top and exhaling as we gently draw the ear downwards. Be mindful with the movement and begin to notice if you feel any tension in the neck. This time, as we exhale, we're going to roll our chins all the way forward, drawing an imaginary circle with our noses. Inhaling as we take it all the way back. Do this 3 times, then roll it to the other side for 3. Coming back to center as we inhale, we're going to take a big stretch as if we're waking up in the morning, stretching out our entire spine. Draw the hands back round, taking the palms to the knees. As we exhale, push the chest forward, drawing a circle with our ribs. Inhale, backwards, moving the spine and sucking the belly button inwards. Doing this a few times, feeling the full motion of the movement, and then taking it to the other side, moving from the hips, pushing the chest forward, drawing it all the way around. Now, coming into our cobbler's pose, drawing the soles of the feet together. Inhaling, drawing the knees upwards. Exhaling into the pose as we gently lean forward. We'll do this a few times. As you exhale, see if you can go deeper into the posture. Inhale, drawing the knees up, and exhale, pushing the palms gently into the knees. Now rolling over into our tabletop position, ensuring our wrists are under our shoulders and our knees are directly below our hips, creating a nice straight line from the top of the head to the tailbone. Coming into our cat-cow posture, as we exhale, gaze up, curving the spine downwards, and inhaling, sucking the belly button all the way in and gaze falling down. Do this a few times, rolling the shoulders back, pulling the chest through the arms, and exhaling, creating space. Then inhale, drawing it all the way down, rounding your spine, feeling the full benefit of the movement. As we come back to center, tucking our toes and pushing all the way back into our hips, to our downward dog. Getting comfortable in our first downward dog of our practice today, ensuring we keep a straight line from our hips to our hands. And then bending our knees, we're gently going to baby step to the top of the mat. From forward fold, inhaling, bringing it up halfway, and exhaling all the way down. Bending our knees and inhaling as we draw all the way up to the sky, bringing our palms together at the top, and then exhale, bringing them down to our heart center. Use this moment to ground your feet, find your placing, and then exhale the hands up, slight back hip bend, and exhale all the way down. From forward fold, stepping our right leg back into our equestrian pose, shining the chest forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, step back into our down dog, then taking our knees, chest, chin, and then inhale into our cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push the hips back into down dog, And inhaling, stepping the left leg all the way forward into our equestrian pose on the other side, pushing the chest through the hands and then stepping back into our forward fold. Inhaling as we bend our knees, sweeping all the way back up to the top, palms together. Take the sequence again, picking up the pace slightly as we inhale the arms to the top and exhale all the way down to our forward fold. Inhaling as we step the left leg back into our horse riding position or low lunge, shining the chest forward, tucking the toes, stepping back into our down dog, coming into our knees, chest, chin as we inhale and then exhale, sliding forward into our cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes and push back into our down dog. Stepping the right leg all the way through into our horse riding position on the other side, making sure the chest is pushing forward. And exhaling, tucking the toes, stepping back into our forward fold as we inhale, drawing back up towards the sky, taking one more round, picking up the pace just one more notch. Inhaling towards the sky and exhaling all the way down to our toes. Inhale, right leg back, untucking and stepping back into our downward dog. Inhaling and exhaling as we take our knees, chest, chin, and inhale, slide into that cobra. Tuck the toes and exhale back into the down dog. Inhale, stepping forward into our equestrian pose, shining the chest forward, tucking the toes and stepping into forward fold and then back up to the sky, coming all the way through our chest center as we fall into our forward fold. Exhale, stepping back into our down dog. Inhaling, shooting our left leg all the way towards the sky into our three-legged dog. Ensuring that we keep our hips nice and square, and then exhale, draw the knee towards the chin, and then shoot that leg all the way back up to the sky and bring it back down towards the chin, then back up towards the sky and draw the knee all the way forward, this time stepping into our lizard posture. Hands in line with the front foot and drawing your back knee to the mat, taking a passive stretch, getting comfortable in this position, ensuring the hips are square. If you feel comfortable in doing so, slowly start to bring your elbows down towards the mat for an even deeper stretch. And if your hips allow you, slowly start to bring the forehead towards the mat. We'll take a few breaths here. When you're ready, start to walk the hands back, placing your left hand to your left knee, gently pushing back as you roll onto the baby toe edge of the foot, making sure you feel comfortable in this position and not putting any strain on the hip flexor. Begin to come out by taking both hands to the mat, tuck the toes and step back into our three-legged dog. And then exhale as we draw our left foot towards our right hand into our pigeon pose, elongating our back in this position and ensuring our right hip is pushing firmly into the mat. If you're finding it hard to push the hip down, move the front foot slightly closer inwards towards your hip, and this will allow for a deeper stretch. When you're ready, start to walk your hands down, gently bringing the forehead towards the mat, beginning to reconnect to your breath. We'll hold this position for a moment, inhaling deeply and exhaling everything out. When you're ready, start to walk the hands back towards the body, pushing the spine back upright, then tucking the toes, pushing back into our high plank. taking our knees, chest, chin, and sliding back into our cobra, opening the chest, then pushing our hips back towards the sky in our down dog. Then right leg all the way up to the sky as we pull the knee towards the chin. Repeat this 3 times, inhaling the foot towards the sky and exhale, drawing the knee towards the chin. On the 3rd time, drawing the right foot to the outside of the right hand, back into our lizard pose, ensuring our chest is forward and our back leg is down. When you find what's comfortable for you in this position, either start to walk the hands down or maybe bring the forehead towards the mat, and then we'll go back to hold this position. Inhaling, imagining the breath is drawing straight to the hip flexor, creating space and improving our flexibility. When you are ready, from wherever you are, begin to walk the hands back in, and then take the right arm to the right knee. Gently begin to push it out, creating space as we roll onto the razor edge of our foot. Inhaling and exhaling into the stretch. Bring the hand back down to the mat, tuck the toes and draw the leg back into a 3-legged dog. And then bring the right foot over to the left hand into our pigeon pose, keeping our spine straight and the hip down towards the mat. From here, come into a comfortable position for you. This might be on your forearms or possibly bringing your forehead all the way down to the mat. If you're like me, you may notice a big difference in flexibility on one side of the body. Take this in mind when you're going into your stretch. Make sure that you're listening to your body and you're not pushing or straining. Inhale and then exhale deeply as you move even deeper into the stretch. Let's begin to start walking the hands back towards the leg. Tuck the toes and then push yourself back into your 3-legged dog. Draw the leg down and then roll over into your high plank. And from here, take a Chaturanga Dandasana, or if you're more comfortable, knees, chest, chin, and slide into a cobra and push back into down dog. Bend the knees and exhale, stepping to the top of the mat, inhaling to flat back, and then all the way into our forward fold. Inhale to the top, exhale, bring it down to our heart center, and from here we're going to go into our wide-legged posture, stepping one leg out to face the screen. Align the big toes so they are facing slightly in, and you can take a moment here to adjust yourself and check your posture. Then exhale, take the arms out wide, then bend the legs coming into our goddess position, cactusing our arms. Inhale back up, and then exhale all the way back down. As we inhale, ensure our back is nice and straight, and as we exhale, bending down, making sure our knees don't go beyond our toes. Do this a few more times, then bring your hands to the hips. Exhale, hinging from the hips to a half forward fold. Inhale, draw the spine back upright. And then as we exhale, take it again into a half forward fold. And then all the way back up, spine nice and straight. This time, as we exhale, we're going to come into our full forward fold. If you feel comfortable in doing so, bring your hands down to the mat. And from here, we're going to come into one of my favourite postures, dancing lunges. So inhale, bend one leg, and as you exhale, straighten the leg and bend the other leg. Keep going from one leg to the other, bending and straightening. Let your head fall heavy and move back and forth, feeling the motion of the movement, swaying back and forth. You will really feel as your hips begin to open up. Bring yourself back to center, hands to the hips, and then hinge all the way back up. Feel free to adjust yourself here, and then step to the front of the mat. Inhale and swoop the arms all the way to the top, then draw them back down to center, then all the way down to forward fold. From here we're going to bend our knees and slowly come all the way down to seated. Stretching our legs out nice and straight in front of us. Then we're going to come to do some spinal twists. Take your two hands, draw them over to your left side just beyond your shoulders, and lean in, getting a nice big twist, coming straight back up, and then taking it to the other side. You'll feel a brilliant benefit to your spine in this posture. Often you might find your back may click, which is perfectly normal. Just keep swaying from one side to the other. From here, we're going to come into a rock the baby pose. So from the center, draw your left leg in, giving it a nice big hug. And then we're going to take the sole of our left foot to that right elbow crease. Then wrap the arms all the way around the left leg and interlace the fingers. And rock away as if you're rocking a real baby. Make sure the bottom leg is nice and active or at a slight bend. This will keep you stable on the mat. Just take this at your own pace, rocking back and forth, really feeling into the hip joint. And when you're ready, take the two peace fingers to your big toe and bring the right arm behind you for stabilization, and then motion the leg back and forth, getting a really nice big deep stretch, opening our hip. Do this a few times. Then bring it all the way back down, giving it another big hug, and then sending it out in front of you. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite side. Bring the right leg in, big hug, and then right foot to the left elbow joint. And then wrap the arms, interlacing the fingers, activate the bottom leg, and begin to rock back and forth. Keeping the back up nice and straight, and always making sure that bottom leg is active to prevent from any injuries. Then take those two peace fingers, wrap them around the big toe, ensuring we're keeping active, and then stretching all the way back into that joint as we really maneuver the arm, pulling that elbow all the way behind us and getting a nice deep stretch into that joint. When you're ready, hug the leg back in and stretch it out in front of you and shake out both of the legs. Coming sideways onto the mat, we're going to come into our frog pose. Frog pose is a really deep posture, so please take it easy and listen to your body. Coming to kneeling, placing both hands in front of you, begin to stretch one knee out at a time as you come onto your forearms. Ensure the knee is parallel with the hip and the toes are pointing outwards to the edges of the mat. Lean into the stretch. If you are feeling any pain, come back up and take one leg at a time. Alternatively, you could also grab a pair of pillows and place these underneath each knee. Once you have found a place of comfort for this posture, inhale and exhale even deeper into the pose. We will hold this posture for about a minute. You may be beginning to notice you're falling even deeper into this posture as gravity is doing its job and pushing you down nice and gently. Remember to keep inhaling with a deep exhale as you go deeper into the posture. Come out of this posture, you're going to slowly inch each knee just a hair at a time, ensuring that the weight is predominantly in our hands. Eventually you'll find yourself back in your kneeling posture. As you come back up, congratulate your body for getting into such a deep stretch today. And let's swing back onto all fours and bring it down into a nice relaxing child's pose. Ensure today that you drink lots of water. As we got into some really deep postures, it's important to replenish and nourish the body. Then walk the hands back up and take the knees as wide as the mat. Coming back down, forehead towards the mat. Relax, inhale, then exhale, opening the mouth and breathing everything out. Come back up and come to the center of the mat as we come into our final posture, our cobbler's pose. Inhaling, draw the knees up and exhale, pushing forward. Hopefully you will notice an increase in flexibility from the beginning of the practice. You'll find your knees are falling further down towards the mat. This time exhale and hold it here for a moment, gently pushing down and thanking your body for the work it's done today. Now time for Savasana. Lying down on your back, opening your palms towards the sky, and allow your body to slowly fall into relaxation. We will reconnect with our breath, just noticing as you inhale your chest rises and exhale your chest lowers. Inhale and breathe all the way into your belly, and then exhale, letting everything go as you feel your whole body begins to relax from the tip of your toes to the top of your head, letting the muscles in your face relax, just melting into your mat. If you have time, feel free to stay in this pose for as long as feels good. If you're ready to come out, roll onto your favourite side into your fetal position and come and sit in a comfortable seating position, keeping the eyes closed. We will take one big final stretch, inhaling all the energy up and exhale, drawing it back down to heart center. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. As I may have mentioned before, I am new to teaching yoga and would love your feedback. In the description box below, I have included my email and Instagram. If you do have any feedback, I would love to hear from you.